Here first you need to know about the different types of a glands. Glands, endocrine glands, exocrine glands, and heterocrine glands. Now, what is the difference between endocrine, exocrine, and heterocrine glands? Endocrine glands secretes chemicals, those we call as hormones. So, which is used in control and coordination of the animals. So, hormones are the chemical messengers secreted by the endocrine gland. So, endocrine gland are also called as ductless glands. So ductless means they don't have any opening. They are not near any target site where they have to perform any activity. No, they are somewhere else and they are showing their action somewhere else. So that's like a pituitary gland is there, which is situated in the brain, but where it is showing its action all over the body. So that means here endocrine glands are actually situated very away from the uh, target organ. That is the part where it has to show performance, its action it has to perform. So it is situated away from it. It's a ductless, it don't have the proper opening, the pipeline structure is it don't have. So therefore whatever the chemical it secretes, it is get secreted directly into the blood, and through the blood it is transmitted to a target organ, reaches a target organ, and then it will show its performance there. Whatever the performance it has to show, what are the growth related changes has to be done, or simple immediate changes has to be done. So that is done when it reaches a target site. So it is also a message is written, a particular protein has been secreted at the starting of it. So that by knowing that particular protein, the particular gland will receive that, and it will get to know that is this message is for me. I need to perform the action according to the protein secreted by protein it receives. So all the hormones are actually proteins only, the different components of protein itself, compounds of protein. So hormones are compounds of protein which are secreted by endocrine gland. Endocrine glands are ductless glands. They secrete their secretion directly. That is, the chemicals they release directly into the blood. Through the blood, it will transmitted to each and every body parts, but it will show action only wherever its target site itself. So that is endocrine glands, and always secretes the hormones. What are exocrine glands now? Exocrine glands are duct glands. So they have duct, they are always present near the target organ. So just like for example, pancreas, gastric glands, pancreas, salivary glands, these are all exocrine glands. They secrete their secretion, that means they release their chemicals directly to a target site. So salivary gland secretes into the mouth. Mouth is its target organ. So in the mouth, whatever the carbohydrates are present, those are converted into the simpler sugar. That is done by the salivary glands secretions, that is saliva is doing that one. So salivary gland present near the target organ, that is mouth, it releases saliva and directly act on the substance present in the mouth itself. So that saliva is not going somewhere else and showing its action. It is immediately in the mouth itself, it is showing its action. Even gastric glands secreted in the stomach. So that secretion will act in the stomach only. It is not going somewhere else and performing some other action. It's not going. It is not released into the blood. It is released into that particular organ only and will perform the specific action at that position. So these are the ducts. So directly the secretion goes through, that is a pipe is present, and through that pipe, that opening, their secretion goes to the target organ where it has to perform a particular chemical reaction, or chemical action has to be performed at that particular position. So it is not this one travel to somewhere else and then showing action. That won't happen in case of exocrine glands. So gastric gland, salivary gland, pancreas, testes, ovaries, these are all exocrine glands. So they release their secretion. Exocrine means they perform also. Pancreas, testes, and ovaries we directly won't consider as exocrine. They can show the exocrine function. Gastric glands, salivary glands, these are exactly a exocrine gland only. That is exocrine. Duct glands directly release their secretion into target site and start performing its action immediately at the target organ. Okay, that is exocrine glands. And then heterocrine glands. Heterocrine glands, that is the glands which performs the endocrine function also as well as exocrine function. That is the example pancreas, testes and ovaries. So pancreas perform both the function of endocrine, that is secretion of hormone, as well as the secretion, release of some enzymes also. Testes both function, it will secretes hormone, that is the endocrine function, testosterone, and the exocrine function is to release sperm, produce sperm, that is the exactly at the target organ it is releasing, so that is the exocrine function. So these organs, these glands are performing both functions at a time, both endocrine also and exocrine also. So such glands we call as heterocrine glands. Are you able to understand the difference between all these three?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, with example also you have to remember. In this chapter, you are not supposed, they have not given anything about the exocrine and heterocrine. That is for your knowledge. Then endocrine glands in detail. Endocrine glands in our body, the very few has been explained to you. There are many more glands are present, but they have not explained. Only whatever explained I have listed here: pituitary, thyroid, pancreas, adrenal, testes, ovaries, and hypothalamus. Only these glands they have explained in the textbook. So you have to remember these four. This six, seven glands you have to remember, but at least you should know the remaining ones also and the remaining functions also. So this is first is starting with pituitary. Hypothalamus actually will start. Hypothalamus is present near the midbrain. It will tell the information to the hypothalamus, that is when to secrete the hormone, when to start functioning of pituitary. Hypothalamus is actually controlling the function of pituitary. So when the pituitary has to release some hormones or when not to release hormone, that is provided, that information is provided by hypothalamus. So hypothalamus actually secretes two hormones. One is releasing hormone and the second one is inhibitory hormone. So that means release hormone, whenever it is secreted, pituitary will get information that is I need to secrete the hormone right now. And inhibition means it will stop the secretion of pituitary at a particular. So according to the brain, pituitary is controlled with the help of hypothalamus. So pituitary, next is hypothalamus is actually the master gland because it is controlling the pituitary. So therefore it has to be considered, but still now we are considering pituitary as a master gland. It is called as a master gland because it controls the activity of other glands. The other glands, when to secrete any hormone or when not to secrete any hormone, when to start the secretion and when to stop the secretion, that other glands will get to know only when they get the information from the pituitary. It is exactly same as the principal teacher and student relation. The principal actually is not performing anything, but it is giving responsibilities to the teachers. So according to that, teachers are performing any things in your school. In any school, teachers are directly not doing their own what they have to do it. So they are under control of the principal. So who is here principal? In the case of glands, the pituitary is a principal. It is sending the information to the teachers, that is these glands, that now you have to tell this, now you have to complete this syllabus, now you have to complete that syllabus, now is this day has to be celebrated, now is that day has to be celebrated. All those information teachers are not doing by their own. They are doing, but they have to get the decision making is completely a principal is taking the decisions and then giving it to the teachers, and then teachers are working according to that. So that is controlled by the principal. Here, who is the principal? Pituitary is the principal. So pituitary is sending different hormones to hormonal messages, decisions to different glands, and according to that, a gland is performing a particular function. It's clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is a one function of pituitary, that is stimulates the secretion of other glands. And the second one is it itself secrete one more hormone, that is a growth hormone.
8 o'clock library for 8 o'clock library.
Someone's mic is on. So pituitary secretes growth hormone, which is directly controlling some part of the body, apart from the other secretions, which are used to control the other hormonal, other glands secretions. Itself secretes growth hormone. So whenever the question is asked, the name the hormone secreted by pituitary, you are not writing TSH, FSH, PH, PL. You are not supposed to write those. You are writing only growth hormone. So because in the textbook it is only explained about the growth hormone, so you are telling directly a growth hormone. Pituitary secretes hormone called growth hormone, and its control regulates the overall growth of the body. That is the function of pituitary gland and growth hormone. So if in a deficient secretion of growth hormone causes, if the growth hormone is not released in a proper quantity, then
Dwarfism.
dwarfism, the person's growth will be stunted. So the person will be dwarf. And then if the secretion of growth hormone is in a more quantity, then gigantism. Gigantism. GI is gigantism. Okay. So here the person will be more than the limit, taller than the limit actually. So he will grow. Sir has already shown you the pictures of the very tall and the most tallest person of on this earth and the shortest person on the earth. The dwarfest, that is the shortest person, is in India itself. Okay, so that is the growth hormones is insufficient secretion will cause these problems. Then it is next one is below pituitary. There is a thyroid gland. Thyroid gland secretes thyroxine hormone. Thyroxine is a compound of iodine. So therefore, for thyroxine secretion, the iodine is very, very important because thyroxine is made from iodine. If the iodine is not there, then how that chemical can be formed? It cannot be formed. So iodine is the very important factor for the secretion of thyroxine. So that's the reason this thyroxine, iodized salt is prescribed in our diet nowadays. In my time when I was child of your age, I don't seen any this one iodized salt. After that it has started. It's my, I think so my I've reached 10th, 12th. That time only I saw that is it is iodized salt is coming into the market. After that only government realized that is iodine is very, very important factor. And actually the vegetarian people are not getting iodine in a sufficient quantity. The problem with that, because in vegetables the iodine quantity of iodine in any vegetables is very less. So only seafood, generally the seafood has more amount of iodine. So that's the reason they have added iodine. Government has given information to add iodine in the salt. So that is due to we are using common salt every day. So along with the common salt, again iodine intaken. Iodine also can be intaken. One second. Wait a second. Okay, so here thyroid gland secretes thyroxine hormone. For the preparation of thyroxine hormone, iodine is necessary. So that is the reason iodine, iodized salt is prescribed by the doctors. So we have to eat now every salt we are getting in the market. It is iodized salt. Iodine is mixed into it. So otherwise, what will happen if the proper secretion of thyroxine will not be done? Then it is a goiter is a disease has been seen in the people with deficiency of iodine or deficiency of thyroxine for the prolonged period of a time creates goiter disease, and that is in that the seen this one what do you call the swollen neck can be seen in because of that. The neck gets swollen. So that means here the thyroid is actually present near the neck. So there is a swelling in the neck is seen. So that is not the only one thing arise in the body due to the thyroxine, insufficient secretion of thyroxine. It is another things are also there, that is we call as hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. Now what do you mean? You need to know this, these extra parts you need to know because this year that problem happened. arised. They have not explained anything about the TSH, and in the main exam, board exam, they have asked many questions based on TSH itself. So you should be aware of all those things. So don't keep your eye closed for the information given by the teachers. Always try to recollect extra parts from whatever the syllabus you have, because now you have two questions, that is PISA type of questions, which are two paragraph questions. So paragraph can be any, in general, any body related things are there, maybe blood pressure problems, maybe the sources of energy chapter, some information will come, or you have life processes, different life possibilities, that is what will happen if this secretion is more in quantity, that secretion is lesser in quantity, blood pressure increases, respiration rate increases. So what are the body related changes, the surrounding, in your surrounding, whatever the medical things will be included. They are including this all more things. Most of the answers will be there in paragraph, but some of the general knowledge questions also asked along with that. So you should know about those questions, things, some apart from the textbook things you should know. So please keep your ears open for these informations and keep in mind all these things. If it is asked, well and good. If it is not asked, at least your general knowledge has been increased. So for that thing, please listen carefully and remember it. So here what happened, the hyperthyroidism and hypothyroidism. Hypo means lesser and hyper means more. So hypothyroidism means when thyroxine hormones secretion is reduced. So when the thyroid gland secretes lesser amount of thyroxine, and then that effect is seen in the body, that is the weight, immediately the weight gain will be seen, the double check, the person will start feeling very, very much lazy, sluggish, more mass is this been started present in the cheek region, below that throat region, the more mass has been done. So person is not eating anything, but still he feels that is I am getting a double chin, that is a more amount of mass has been started forming on the neck region. So that will come, and the weight gain, sudden weight gain is there, and he feel always full of the day tired. The person will feel that is, although he is taking everything properly, but he is tired always. So that is my situation right now happening. So that is we call as this one. That is the hypothyroidism, the lesser secretion of thyroxine actually. Thyroxine's main function is to perform chemical reactions on um, listen, carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. If that digestion process, that's metabolism, that means when that is digested, after that, how it is utilized in the body. Means the small intestine digests these substances, but these substances further utilizations, how that things, glucose how has to be utilized, protein how has to be utilized, is how it is used up by the body by different reactions taken place in our body to use those products properly. It is not only used, whatever the food we are eating, this is not the main purpose is to gain energy. That is not only one purpose. There are many other purposes are there. Proteins, generally amino acids we are getting. So that amino acids is not only for one purpose, it is many for, it is not for the body repair purpose. So it is also required for many other purposes. It is required for, protein is necessary for all the cells for their individual activities. The nerve cells need a large amount of protein for transmission of information. So protein is needed by many other processes. It is needed. Hormones are prepared by proteins. Hormones are proteins. Enzymes are also protein. Antibodies are also protein. So protein in different form is needed. So now proper utilization of this protein is necessary. So that part is controlled by the secretion of thyroxine hormone. Now this thyroxine is not secreted in a proper quantity. What will happen? So all these metabolic activities will not work at a proper rate. So someone will take more time to do that one. Protein reaches in a more duration. It will take more duration. A sufficient amount of protein is not reached by the neurons, then what will happen? Neurons sending information will reduce. You can see the much more face has been increased, bulged, because a more amount of water started retaining. Early morning, there is this been what do you call as fingers starts bulging in the fingers or the face bulging. Morning time it is there. After that it is reduced because more amount of water is retained in the body. So that is, these are all symptoms of the hypothyroidism. The person will start feeling very, very tired. Though although he has increased body weight, but he feel tired because the proper utilization of all these substances are not happening. And it is remain idle in the body. Those are remaining idle in the body. So those are all happen because of the hypothyroidism. So that is one. Then that happens due to the lesser secretion of thyroxine. And sometimes what happens, the thyroxine gland's secretion increases. So thyroid gland started secreting more and more amount of thyroxine. So due to that, what more and more amount of, immediately the glucose is reached in the blood, immediately it has been utilized. Fat is raised, immediately it is utilized. That means the thyroxine's working started faster. The person will become reduce in weight. Weight reduces, thinning of the hair falling will start, graying of a hairs will start. In a sudden, much more, that is, a person was fully fat and he become completely thin in sudden days. He feel like yellowing of the skin. He feel that is nothing is there in our body, in his body. Sudden changes this has happens. That is because that happens because of hyperthyroidism. And in that case, what happened, whenever these are the changes happen, so these are the two again problems with the thyroid glands. And mostly these problems are seen in women's. Women will face more problem in the thyroid due to their blood loss also, menstruation problems, menopause problems. So thyroid problem will start generally at the near when the women is reaching near the menopause. So that time more, because estrogen and the thyroid glands are related to each other. One thing remember, all the hormones in our body are related to each other. One hormone is not working, so only one part is not affected, the full body is get affected. Many other secretions have been also get affected. So that happens, and estrogen's level decrease and increase in the estrogen level in the body causes the thyroid glands to thyroid glands secretion also related to that one. So estrogen directly affect the thyroid glands. So generally after the age of 35 years of age, generally every women, 90 out of 100 women have started facing the thyroid problems. So you might have checked with your relatives, the elderly relatives, women, you can see that is everyone are facing the thyroid problems. That happens. Okay, so this is hyperthyroidism, hypothyroidism. So always it is not necessary that is thyroxine is lesser in quantity, goiter will be there always. No, there is not only goiter. Goiter is one of the disease. Apart from that, many other diseases are also possible. Okay. So now here TSH part. Now what is TSH? Hypo and hypothyroidism. These are the common problems due to insufficient secretion of thyroxine. Then what happens?
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, if less contents of iodine comes, then hypothyroidism.
Yeah, less content of iodine, lesser thyroxine, hypothyroidism. Clear? So that is one of the causes. There are many other causes are there. Not only we cannot say that is iodine we have taken less, so that's the reason hypothyroidism will cause. No, there are many other reasons are there. Just like one of the reason I told you, that is a estrogen level of estrogen. Also, that is one of the reason. Now TSH. When we see, when the pituitary will see that is a thyroxine secretion has decreased in the body. So what it will do, it will start secreting more amount of TSH. Thyroid stimulating hormone is TSH. So when there is a lesser secretion of thyroxine, at that time pituitary will start sending more amount of TSH. So in the blood report, if the level of TSH has been increased than the limit, that means the person's thyroxine level is reduced. So these are inversely proportional. So when TSH increased level doesn't mean the thyroxine is increased. Thyroxine has not increased, thyroxine actually reduced. Are you able to correlate these two? This
Yes,
is a
ma'am.
problem this year students have faced. So they have correlated direct proportionality. So it was given that the TSH values have been given at different age levels, and they have asked now this age limit, this is the value, then what diet the person has to be taken. So what the student have thought, TSH level increased, that means the thyroid level has been thyroxine level has been increased. So they have written that is iodine has to be decreased. Amount of iodine has to be decreased. Actually, in this case, actual answer is iodine level we have to increase. So correlate properly. So when, listen very carefully now again, when thyroxine level decreases in the body, the thyroid gland is secreting lesser amount of thyroxine. Pituitary will start sending more amount of TSH. That means it is giving information to the thyroid, secrete more, secrete more, secrete more. So that means here TSH, increased level of TSH shows that thyroxine level is lesser in the body. And in that case, what the person has to do? Home remedy?
Eat a lot of iodine-rich food like
Yes.
coconut,
Yes, right. Very good. So
dry
here,
fruits.
dry fruits, cauliflowers. Cauliflower has iodine. There are many other fruits, seafoods. Generally, if they are non-vegetarian, they have to eat those things. So more iodine-rich iodine supplements has to be increased in the
Ma'am,
body. Yes.
ma'am, can you recap that once again?
So when thyroxine level decreases in the body, TSH level increases in the blood. So therefore, what type of food has to be taken when the TSH is increased? TSH increase, that means thyroxine is less. Now we have to increase the level of thyroxine. So for
Iodine
that, iodine, more amount of
rich.
iodine has to be taken. So that means iodine rich food has to be taken in the form of food, or iodine supplement has to be taken. And the second one, when the TSH level is decreased, then thyroxine's level is more. So that is the hyperthyroidism condition. So at that time, the person has to decrease the amount of salt, iodine rich food he has to decrease.
Thanks, ma'am.
Everyone
Ma'am?
clear? Yes. Any doubt anyone has?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, does the pituitary gland release TSH or does it order
Pituitary
to
releases.
release?
Pituitary releases TSH. So TSH is the order to thyroid.
Okay, it's an order to thyroid.
Yes, it is the order. Pituitary is releasing TSH, that is thyroid stimulating hormone. So it is stimulating thyroid by sending that information through TSH.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, the circular is TSH. The principal is sending circular to the teacher.
Okay, ma'am.
So that circular is the hormone secreted by the pituitary.
Yeah, ma'am. Got it.
Okay, got it? Is this part clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so write down here itself. TSH increase, thyroxine, less thyroxine. Less thyroxine means hypothyroidism. Hypothyroidism, need to increase iodine rich food in diet. Increased TSH, right here as increased TSH. Increased TSH shows lesser thyroxine secretion. That is the problem called as hypothyroidism. Need to increase iodine rich food in the diet in that case. Okay, and the opposite one, decrease TSH, more thyroxine. In this case, when this will decrease, when there is a thyroxine level is more. And when it is more, this condition we call as hyperthyroidism. And then in this, need to decrease use of iodine rich food. Done?
Yes, mom. Done.
Yes, ma'am.
This is about TSH, thyroid gland. Then like that PTSH, the FSH, PH, many are there. So vasopressin, oxytocin, you have learned everything. So sir has already explained you those. That is for your general knowledge. You have to know those. Because when you go to the higher classes, when you are taking the bio, that time it will be problem because they will consider that is you are knowing all those things. So therefore you should know actually. Not, and always remember, don't think that is you are learning for exam. If you think that you are constricting your mind, when you are thinking that is this is study I'm doing only for the exam purpose, then you are actually restricting your brain functioning. You have to gain more and more knowledge. This is the time your brain can work and more knowledge can be gained. So always think that is this is for my information, for my general knowledge, and be happy whenever you're getting anything extra, you're learning anything extra. Always don't think on the exam point of view, it is not needed. So always don't think that if this will come in exam, then only I will learn. If this is not coming for the exam, I am not learning. So whenever you are learning a chapter, go for a broader view. At the time of exam, come to the shorter view. Then restrict yourself. That is okay. Right now, I don't have a time. I have to learn only this much things. And when you are learning the chapters, at that time, take more and more things. Okay. So try to accommodate more and more things. Don't restrict yourself. Most of the students are restricting. They are not able to, they are not concentrating also, and the concentration problem happened because of this, because of your mindset. That is, you have set your mind that is whatever coming for the exam, that only I will gain it, otherwise I will leave it. It will not move through my ears also. Most of the students that is happening. So don't think, otherwise your studies will not be good. That is the reason you are always there. I have seen mostly in KV students, that is they are restricting themselves. It is not coming, it is not coming outside the book, I will not study. Why you will not study? Why you are not checking out this, whether others, the same age students, what others are doing? Am I up to that level or not? If you start thinking and come out of your books, otherwise it will be difficult for you and for the future. Okay. Fine, that is about the thyroid glands. So here they have not explained, they have explained only about the goiter part. Here it is given. If you want to underline this. These are the important points. They have not explained much more things, but somewhat. Iodine is necessary for the thyroid gland to make thyroxine hormone. Thyroxine regulates carbohydrates, protein, and fat metabolism in the body so as to provide the best balance for growth. Our body is balanced according to the age, the mass of the body is present. So that is due to the balance maintained by thyroxine. Thyroxine's function is to maintain BMR ratio, body mass ratio. That is the age. According to that, the mass of the body has been maintained. Okay. Iodine is essential for synthesis of thyroxine. In case of iodine is deficient in our diet, there is a possibility that we might suffer from goiter. One of the symptoms in this disease is a swollen neck. 3 more questions they have asked on this part. The full paragraph is the answer for that. Can you correlate the position? So that I can tell the position that the thyroid is in the neck region. Okay. Then here again the pituitary gland, growth hormone they have explained. Sometimes we come across people who are either very short, dwarf, or extremely tall, giants. Have you ever wondered how this happens? Growth hormone is one of the hormones secreted by pituitary. Underline this. As its name indicates, the growth hormone regulates the growth and development of the body. If there is a deficiency in this hormone in the childhood, it leads to dwarfism.
Ma'am,
Yes?
I lost connection in between. Can you please tell me what you said in the last part of the thyroid gland?
No, this is a 3-marker question here.
Okay, this
On
whole
this paragraph.
paragraph.
This whole paragraph. Why it is doctors prescribe iodized salt? Why iodized salt is prescribed by the doctors? What is the importance of using iodized salt in the diet? What is the function of what is the function of thyroid gland? What hormone, name the hormone secreted by it? What happens if due to deficiency of iodine in the body? And what are the symptoms of the name one disease caused due to uh, deficiency of iodine in our diet, and write the one symptom of it.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
At the combination portion, they will ask for 3 marks. Okay. So that is about the thyroid. Then when you come down in your body, then it is a pancreas. Pancreas is a gland which secretes hormone, endocrine function, hormone that is called as insulin. Insulin is the hormone secreted by pancreas, and its function is to regulate the amount of sugar in the blood sugar level. Regulating or controlling the amount of blood sugar level in the body is done by insulin. Now insulin, what happens in that case, that is, will come under the examples you have to explain in terms of, in the form of feedback mechanism. And the question is asked, what is feedback mechanism? Explain with the help of example. So you are giving the example of pancreas. So pancreas is a feedback mechanism. One line is given, 1 3-mark question is prepared on that. Next page it is present. So here, the timing and the amount of hormone released are regulated by the feedback mechanisms. So this is called feedback mechanism. An example is given, the pancreas example is given. If the sugar level in the blood rise, they are detected by the cells of pancreas, which responds by producing more insulin. So what is the response given? What is the response given?
Insulin is produced.
Yeah, insulin
Production of insulin.
What insulin will do? Increasing the insulin, not reducing. If the blood sugar level increases when we eat, immediately the sugar in the blood. Sugar means what? Sugar means not direct sugar what we are eating it. Glucose is called sugar. So all this glucose is considered as a sugar. The amount of glucose in the blood, if it is increases, that is called as, that is the at that time only the insulin will come into act. Pancreas will secrete insulin, and what insulin will do? Three things it will do. 2 things it will do. Either it will start sending faster to the cells for the further metabolism, that is the respiration process increases. One thing. Second thing, if that is also happening proper rate, then what it will do with the extra glucose? So it will start storing it in the form of glycogen. So insulin will start converting this glucose to glycogen, so which can be used further. You have learned excess starch is stored in the form of glycogen in the body. So here also the insulin is doing that function. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And again, when the blood sugar level falls, so it will restrict the secretion of, it will stop the secretion of insulin. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is the this one, feedback mechanism. Pancreas secretes the insulin whenever there is a extra blood sugar level in the blood increases. And if insulin is not acting properly, the diabetes is caused. In that case, what happens? The excess sugar will be, without reabsorbing, passed through urine. We have seen the kidney function. So in the kidney, what is happening? Glucose in the blood has been reabsorbed back, but the person's insulin is not working properly. So at that time, kidney also will stop working of reabsorption. So it will start sending more and more amount of glucose through the urine. So whenever the urine, in the urine, the test of diabetes is that in the urine, the amount of glucose should not be more than the limit. So if it is limit and it is continuously remain the same, so that way the diabetes test can be done. So diabetes is detected by that way, that its function, insulin is not performing its own function properly. So that is the reason kidney is excreting more and more amount of glucose in the urine. So that is a one of the tests of glucose. It's clear?
Yes,
Glucose
ma'am.
or diabetes, sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is one part, pancreas. Now left out is the adrenal gland, and then testes and ovaries. Testes and ovaries, simple. I will finish this and then come back to the adrenal. Testes is the gland which secretes testosterone hormone and which controls the secondary sexual characters in the male person. In the male, testosterone secreted. After that, only the puberty starts. Puberty level, adolescence starts only when the secretion of testosterone starts, and it will control all the male characteristics. That is a secondary sexual characteristics which makes the male different from the female. That is done with the help of testosterone. And the ovary present in the female body, it secretes estrogen hormone, mainly estrogen. Progesterone is also there, but estrogen is secreted by the ovary, and function of estrogen is to control the secondary development of secondary sexual characters in the women is done due to the secretion of estrogen. Menstrual phase, controlling the menstrual cycle, then pregnancy part, also everything is under the control of estrogen. That is the ovaries and testes function. And the last gland, that is the adrenal gland, which is present over the kidney, just like a cap to the kidney. They are two in numbers, and their function is to control the emergency situations. Emotional conditions of the person is controlled with the help of secretion of adrenaline hormone, which is secreted by adrenal gland. Now what happens, how adrenaline will prepare the body to face any any different conditions, any emergency situations, how it will control, what are the changes happening in the body, it is given in the upper paragraph here in this earlier page. If you open it, you can see here, this from here to here, this is the things given. This changes will take place in the body, by which body will be prepared for this one facing any unnatural different conditions, emergency situations. So what happens when adrenaline is secreted directly into the blood and carried to different parts of the body, the target organ or a specific tissues on which it acts include the heart. As a result, the heart beats faster, resulting in supply of more oxygen to muscles. So more beating, so more oxygen supply. So that oxygen is directly supplied to the muscles than any other cells. It will stop the functioning of other cells. They will tell oxygen will be supplied, but after some times, so more oxygen has to be supplied to the muscles at that time. The blood to the digestive system and skin is reduced due to contraction of muscles around small arteries in these organs. So arteries contract, so due to that the blood supply will be reduced because more amount of blood has to be supplied to the muscles. This diverts the blood to our skeletal muscles. The breathing rate also increases because of the contraction of diaphragm and the rib muscles. So all these responses together enable the animal body to be ready to deal with the situation. So that is this situation when you see any scary situation in front of you. At night time you want to go upstairs or terrace, so you'll feel. So that time these other situations will take in place. When you are walking and the dog starts this one dog started barking towards you. So that situation, how your body condition. So this is explained here. This is how it is prepared, and so that if you are not able to, you are not an athlete, a good athlete, but you will run much faster than the athlete also at that time. So that happens because of all these changes which happens in the body. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So this part you have to remember how the adrenaline hormone prepares the body to combat with any uh, emergency situations. So this 2 mark question they can ask you. So underline this part. Are you able to understand all these things? All the
Yes,
glands
ma'am.
functions are clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So that's it in this chapter. Third 3 mark question: what is feedback mechanism? Give example with the help of this one. Explain with the help of example. So you have to give the example of pancreas, and please mention the glycogen conversion. Insulin, whenever it is secreted, what will the insulin do? Insulin will convert that excess sugar into glycogen. That's the end of chapter. Any problem in this chapter? Any doubts till now? You didn't understand? We tried to explain it 2 times, but still, if you have any doubt, you are going through the chapter again, you face some problem, couldn't understand any of the part of this chapter. Is it clear? You can ask me.
Mom, this feedback mechanism, the wordings, it's like I'm not able to understand the definition in the text.
When timing, here it is given, timing of secretion of every time any hormone, any glands are not secreting hormone all the time. Any gland is not secreting the hormones continuously. So there is a limit, there is a timing, and the how much amount of a hormone has to be secreted, that should be controlled. It is not every time it is continuously moving. Just like in your house, tap is present. Water is there in your house, that is in the tank, water is there. But is it every time open? Are you keep open the tap every time?
No, ma'am.
No.
No,
So it is
ma'am.
remain closed. Whenever we need, at that time only you open the tap.
Yes, ma'am.
And when it is done, work is done, water functioning has been done, now you're not doing anything, so you will close it up.
Yes, ma'am.
1 second. Yeah, 1 second. Okay, sorry. So here, what happens when hormone. So that's like we open the tap as per our requirement and close the tap when it is not required. So the same thing, every gland is not continuously keep on secreting the hormones. There is a limit for secreting, and the particular situation, that time only it was adrenal won't secrete adrenaline every time. So that is every time you are not facing any problems like that. Or every time, whenever there is excitement, a particular hormone is secreted. Whenever there is a anger, then only the particular hormone will be secreted. For everything, whatever you are showing your emotions, so sometimes you are angry, sometimes you are happy, you are very joyful, sometimes, and after sometimes you will feel very sad. There is no situation, but still you become sad. That is due to the secretion of certain hormones at certain levels. So that is every time any hormone is not getting secreted in our body. So there is a particular timing is there, particular situation arise, at that time only this secretion will take place. Otherwise it will not take place. Now this secretion also, when to secrete, what to secrete, and how much to secrete, it is controlled. It is under control of some hormones. So this part, so how to, when to secrete, when not to secrete, and how much to secrete. So this controlling is called as feedback mechanism. The controlling factor of all the glands we consider as a feedback mechanism. So what is happening? The situation arises. What is the stimulus here? That is a sugar level now increased. As soon as we eat, amount of sugar immediately increases in the blood. So what happens at that time only? The pancreas will get the information. Pancreas itself won't get information. The pituitary got the information by the brain. So pituitary will get the information. It will send one information to the pancreas. Now pancreas will start secreting insulin because pancreas got the information that is the sugar level has been increased. So pancreas will start secreting insulin. So now what insulin is function? Now ground level insulin is acting on the glucose. What it is doing? It is started sending this glucose faster to the cell for the respiration process. Clear? Now the second part is one thing happens, or if there is already that is happening, still more amount of a sugar is there, what it will do? It will store it in the form of glycogen. So these are the parts. So now by this way, by these are the different methods by which the amount of sugar in the blood keep on decreasing. Now when it will come to the actual level, limited level, limit, it will come to the limit. What happens at that time? Now again pituitary send information to the pancreas. Now stop the secretion of insulin. Now pancreas after that will stop the secretion of insulin. It's clear?
Yes, mom, it's
So
clear.
this
Thank you.
controlling, this controlling communication is called as feedback mechanism. And this is not
Okay.
only happening with pancreas, for every gland this is happening. Is it clear?
Yes, mom, it's clear. Thank you, mom.
Okay. Everyone, is that clear feedback mechanism?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Any doubt again in this chapter?
Ma'am,
Yes?
ma'am, are all diseases caused by hormones chronic diseases?
Not all, not always all. Hormones are not in a proper level, more or lesser secretion, yes, causes there always a problem. But not all diseases are due to the change in hormones. There are other causes are also there. Hormones are not the only one cause of a particular things. Okay.
No, ma'am, I was asking whether the diseases caused by hormones are chronic, not all the diseases.
Okay, chronic diseases you are asking. Chronic, yes, they are long term.
Yeah.
Some of them are long term, yes. It will not be immediately change can take in place. And sometimes we cannot do anything also.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes. Because they are long-term effects. They will not be short-term. Any the disease caused due to hormones will not be a short-term. They may create a problem in the body for long terms. Most of them are long terms. Yes. Okay. Any other? Any other doubts? Anyone else? No doubts. Okay, fine. So now your homework. Tomorrow there is no test. I'm not taking any test tomorrow. Tomorrow you can relax, but only do homework. That is, complete the exercise of this, all the in-text questions and exercise of this chapter from NCERT. Okay, and read the chapter from this one book, Eschan book.
When do we have to submit it?
You have to submit on Monday. Only this NCERT textbook. I'm not telling Eschan right now. By Monday, NCRT, all in-text questions and exercise questions.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, and read text handbook. And science test I will take on Monday. Science life process test, I told you. Life process test. Now it will be full chapter test. It will be 30 marks. Full chapter test will be there, which I will take it on. Class timings on Monday. Okay.
Ma'am, tomorrow class is not there.
Tomorrow nothing is there, so you're relaxed tomorrow.
Oh.
Okay.
Monday which chapter test?
Life process, full chapter life process, subjective test.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
The class timing.
Class timings, yes.